How we're going to deal with it, I don't know. We're going to have to talk to the older people, I guess, to everyone, and to find a solution. I feel inadequate standing here speaking on behalf of the whole Métis Nation, 750,000 to 1 million people, when I haven't even consulted them, and they haven't given me their permission to talk for them. I'm here because I'm supposedly one of the knowledgeable Métis leaders. I couldn't lead a hog to eat slop. I could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But a pencil must be lead. That's how ridiculous it is. One thing that I want to say, though, is that however we deal with it, I don't want any of you to reject us for what we're doing. If it comes to a point where we do fight for our land and we do die for it, that'll be a proud day for me. Because I cannot stand back any longer and play games with my mind or the people's minds. Like some wise old sage said one time, someplace, somewhere, I don't know who he was or where he came from. It's better to live on your feet than die on your knees.
During this time now, we have scheduled time for you to ask questions of the panelists, make comments. There are a number of microphones scattered around the building. I can't see all of them. I only see about 2 or 3. I know that since there's number 6 on one of them, there must be probably 6 of them. And before we get into that section of the program, there was something that I've clipped out of this morning's Vancouver Province, which I'm told is on the front page of the Toronto Globe and Mail. And it concerns a reported settlement of the Yukon land claims. Now, we all know that newspapers, computers, and white people do not lie. But the clipping here says that the a draft agreement has been negotiated in principle between the government and the Council of Yukon Indians. We are fortunate in having the president of the Yukon Native Brotherhood, Ray Jackson, here. I hope he's still here. And he has indicated that there's not a great deal of truth to this particular clipping, and that there are a great many errors. I'd hope that perhaps he could get to a microphone and perhaps make a statement for the Yukon Indians. So with that, I'll open up this section of the program to comments, questions, or odd paraphernalia that people would like to address to the speakers or to the gathering at large. And because of the lights, if somebody could kind of wave a program or something so I could see where the microphones are. There's this one there, one here, and one in the middle, and one there. Okay, is Ray Jackson still here? No? Then if anyone has questions they would like to address to Bill or John or Harry, make a comment, their own particular feelings on the subject at hand, this time is available for that. And would they please go to one of the microphones?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, microphone number 6.
Mrs. Turner from the United Nations Association, Chairman of Human Rights. I've been working for some time. We've got a feedback here. trying to find out a little bit more about land claims. It seems to me, according to Justice Morrow, that the Dene people's treaties had X's forged on them. This is still in the Supreme Court. But I would like to go a little beyond land claims into the question of whether we couldn't get soft loans for self-help development for Native people. We're talking about the new international economic order worldwide, and Canada extends loans at 2.5%, the long term of repayment to people in Bangladesh and Colombia and Ghana. I would like to see her do this to her own Native people.
Okay, thank you. As soon as this session is concluded, a film that the Inuit people have brought with them will be shown, I believe, in that corner of the building. I guess the projector's being set up, and I think it's entitled The Inuit of Pond Inlet. And it's an hour-long film, and people are welcome to view that. And sometime later, possibly tomorrow, the film from the Union of BC Indian Chiefs, The Land is the Culture, will be available for viewing as well. Are there any questions or comments that people here would like to direct to the speakers or to the Assembly? Yes, ma'am?
I'd like to know why land claims can't be discussed at Habitat, or are not going to be discussed at Habitat at the forum.
I'm not sure that any of our panelists are prepared to answer. Harry, or?
We made representations to the Canadian government over the last 100 years, I guess, but more contemporarily, we have dealt with it. Last year, on April the 15th, we made our position known to the federal government, to Prime Minister Trudeau. And at this secretariat for the NGO conference, if any of you were involved in that in Ottawa, we passed a resolution that land claims would be a priority, and Aboriginal rights would be a priority of the Canadian delegation to Habitat. Now, whether Mr. Danson has included anything of that nature in his speech, I don't know. The Native Council of Canada just recently gave an ultimatum to the Canadian government that before their annual assembly at the end of June, they want an answer on Aboriginal rights and what the Canadian government's views are pertaining to Métis and non-status Indians of Canada. So if it's going to be discussed at Habitat, I don't know. But we have exercised all possibilities, I think, in trying to get that as a priority from the Canadian government standpoint on human settlements. That's all the information I think I can give you on that.
We here, this forum has some input into what is going to be discussed at Habitat. Can we organize and see that it will become on the agenda at Habitat?
Well, if the people want to do that, that's fine. And if we could get our voice into Habitat, I think it would be a good thing. And if the people want to organize in that way and put a position paper out and even sign it, I don't know what mechanism we could use to get it down there, but I understand we're going to be meeting with the Canadian delegation every night next week, somewhere downtown in some church. And if we could pass a resolution from this forum and take it to the Canadian delegation, and if we could get some press coverage on it or whatever, however we want to design it, maybe we could have them talk about it.